All right, this screen recording is to show you how to create a new franchise listing in HubSpot after a Maps campaign has gone live. So for example purposes, I'm just going to recreate the most recent listing just because it's top of mind. And so I'll show you how to do things, but I might vary a little bit in some of the instructions just so I don't affect any live workflows or anything, any inquiries that are coming in. So anyways, so to get started, you need to have two tabs open. The first one is the franchise listings tab in HubSpot, and you can get to that by going to this CRM tab and clicking down here, franchise listings. And you also need to have the Magic VA task number 1 sheet open because it's got a lot of critical information that we're going to use to put into the listing itself. So, first thing that we want to do, actually, before we even create the listing, is download the business summary file. And to do that, in the Magic VA sheet, Jill or someone is probably going to drop the PDF in here. And so we're going to open that up, and we are going to download it. And I'm going to open this up in my file manager, and just for, like I said, for testing purposes, just so I don't affect anything, I am going to title this one Test Business Summary Desert Cities 4425.pdf. Okay, I'm going to save that. We'll come back to that in just a second. In HubSpot, I am going to go down to Library, this folder looking icon. I'm going to right click on this and open up the Files Manager in a separate tab. So I'm going to go in there, and we want to click Maps Business Summaries. You go in there, you click Upload Files, and then I am going to find that file that I just named, Test Business Summaries, Desert Cities 4.4.25. I'm going to open that. I'm going to leave that there for now. Okay, so now creating the franchise listing, what we're going to do is in the franchise listing tab, we're going to click Add Franchise Listing and then Create New. It's going to open up this creation form that we're going to fill out pretty much the entire thing. And so it's easiest for me just to go top to bottom with all the information that's available in the Magic VA task sheet. So let's start with the listing name. I'm going to go Desert City. I'm going to copy Desert Cities Senior Services. But like I said, just because I don't want to affect anything, I'm going to go Test-Desert City Senior Services. Current Z, I know that is Michelle McGregor. Listing status, anything you create, the listing status is going to be live, so we're going to select that. Listing type, maps, because those are the only ones that we have in HubSpot right now. City and state, I'll come back to that in a second. We'll copy the biz by sell listing number. Then we're going to get the listing link as well. Copy that. Paste that in there. And then the same thing for the flippers number and link. And a quick side note, the BBS listing number is a really critical piece of data because that is the data that helps the incoming listing inquiries correctly associate to the listing. So we always want to make sure that we're getting that right, so it's best to just copy and paste instead of type it in by hand. And then business summary file link. So for this one, we're going to go back over here. We're going to click on the file that we just uploaded. And right here, we're going to be able to copy URL, paste that in here. The maps live date, if that is not in the Magic VA sheet, which does not look like it is, yep, it's not in there. To get that, we are going to right click, go to deals, and then go to the maps, maps program pipeline, and we're just going to search Michelle, where is she? Where are you, Michelle? There you are, Michelle McGregor. We're going to click into her deal, and we're going to see when is the start date. 4/4/25. Okay. So we're going to click 4/4/25. Minimum liquid cash and net worth to qualify. We're just going to copy those from the Magic VA sheet. This one is 20,000, and then I saw it was 200,000 for the minimum net worth, so I'm just going to add that. And then we're going to add resale advisor as well, which we are going to get from the deal 2, which I think, the initials, JP. So we know this is Jeremy. We're going to search Jeremy. Okay, great. And we're almost done with creating the listing. We're going to go to contacts, and we're going to find the Z that we want to associate the listing to. Michelle McGregor. Deals, we will also want to associate the correct maps deal. So I'm just going to copy that and paste that in the search bar so we know that it is the specific maps deal. And then the companies too. So this is really important because we want to be able to tell how many listings are associated to specific ZORs in the future. So we're going to click create franchise. Actually, real quick, just to make sure we get the city and state too. The way I tell that is I click on the biz by sell listing, and I go to the listing page itself, and I just find out what the listed city and state are. So that was Palm Desert, and then California. All right. So then we're going to click create franchise listing, but just so that I don't accidentally get any current inquiries associated to this, I am going to change the BBS listing number to just a bunch of zeros because I don't want it to affect anything. I'll do that with the franchise listing number too, just to be safe. So click create franchise listing, and then look, it takes us to our page. Oh, looks like I forgot to add the current price. I'll just get that from the biz by sell link too. Look, it's $99,000. So add that, and then it'll save automatically, which is great. And then that is all we need to do to create the listing. There are a few more steps which we'll jump into right now too. And that is creating the email and the workflow for this listing. So let's start with the email first. We go into this marketing tab, this horn thing right here. We're going to open emails. Then we will go to folders, maps, inquiry emails, business summary emails. And so what we're going to do is we're going to clone one of the existing emails in here, just because it'll automatically save the new email into the correct folder. So I just cloned the most recent one. So go to any of them and then navigate to this little clone button right here. And then we want to make sure we change out the title for the correct listing name. And so I just go into the franchise listing page, go to the listing name, copy it, and then paste that into the title of the new email. We always want to make sure we're clicking automated, never a regular email. Automated allows us to send it through a workflow, which is super important. So it takes us in here, and then the steps from here are pretty easy. We just want to make sure we replace the name of the listing from the cloned email. So that's in this first email. I'll do it again just so you can see. Just highlight it, and then we'll paste in the new name here. We also do that in the settings, which is where you can change the subject line. So change out the listing name there, and in the preview text as well. Copy and paste those. And then the internal name is already updated, so we're done here. And then really important is we want to make sure we change out the file link. And so what we do here is we'll click on the link, and you're going to select this pencil button that says edit link. And this is linking to a file. And so instead of having to paste in a URL, all we're going to do is we're going to click replace. It's going to bring up this file manager. We're going to select the file that we just uploaded, click apply, and then if you want to double check that you uploaded the correct one, you can just click on the link right there and look, that's the correct file, so we're in good shape. Then once that's done, you will click review and publish. And that's not going to send it to anyone. That just lets you know that it's ready to be sent through a workflow, which brings us to the next step. We want to go down to automations, workflows, go to this folders tab all the way on the right, oops, and then go all the way down to new maps inquiry process. That's going to bring up a bunch of subfolders here on the left. We're going to click maps business summary workflows, select that, and then like we just did for the emails is we're going to clone any existing workflow. And then we are going to, like we did in the last one, make sure we get rid of the old listing name and that little clone parentheses thing at the end. So we'll clone that. And then this step is super easy. First thing we want to do is go into the enrollment trigger. That's this top box up here. And the, the criteria for enrollment is so a contact is associated to any listing inquiry, and that inquiry has an NDA status that is signed, and they are qualified for the opportunity, and the listing name in that inquiry is equal to, whatever listing they inquired on. So all we do is we just delete the old one, paste in our new one, we'll click save. And then last step is you select the email that you want it to send, and usually you can just click on this box, open up this tab for the automated email that you want to send, and the one that you just created should be close to the top. So we're just going to select that one, going to click save, and then when you're all done, you're going to click review and publish, and then that's it.